Hey everyone, and welcome back to UA Eats. I'm UA. Today, I'm thrilled to be eating at a restaurant recommended to me by none other than ChatGPT. As you may know, ChatGPT is an AI language model that's been trained on a huge data set of information, including tons of restaurant reviews and food recommendations. So when ChatGPT recommended this place, I knew I had to check it out. Ha! And guess what? ChatGPT actually wrote that YouTube intro. I asked ChatGPT, hey, can you write me a food vlog YouTube intro where I eat at a restaurant recommended by ChatGPT? And that's what they gave me. Anyways, let me show you what I searched on ChatGPT. I started out by saying, hey ChatGPT, can you tell me the best restaurant in New York City? And this is what they gave me. They started out being all politician-like. I don't want to say what the best one is. It's all up to personal preference and opinion. But they did recommend a few. They said 11 Madison Park, Les Bernardines, Per Se, Peter Luger. If you've seen my channel, you know what I think of Peter Luger. I thought Peter Luger was not really that great, so not a great mark for ChatGPT there. Per Se is a restaurant which, no matter how good, it's like $800, $900 a person, so definitely not going to go to any of these. A little bit too expensive. But then we decided to refine our search. We said, can you recommend me a restaurant in New York City that is both cheap and delicious? And this is what they gave me. Now, I gotta say, some of the recommendations aren't so bad. We did a video on Xi'an Famous Foods and we loved it. Xi'an Famous Foods, one of my favorite chain fast food restaurants, perhaps in the whole world. But then some of the other suggestions, Joe's Pizza, I kind of have mixed feelings about Joe's Pizza. I've had great Joe's Pizza slices, and I've had mediocre slices. Plus, I'm not really craving pizza today. Next up, the Halal Guys. I'm not really fond of Halal Guys. I feel that it's past its heyday. Halal Guys, disappointing. Let's not do that. But number 4, Mamoun's Falafel. I've definitely heard of Mamoun's Falafel. It's a famous New York City staple. I've never been there before. I hear mixed reviews, but hey, ChatGPT says it's pretty good, so let's go check it out, why don't we? Okay, so we're here at Mamoun's Falafel. The logo kind of looks like Albert Einstein, to be honest. And it's in a really busy, really trendy part of town. It's actually just down the street from the famous Moneta Tavern. This place is super packed. There's already a lot of people waiting in line, even though it's only 6 o'clock. So, let's go check it out. All right, we just picked up our Mamoun's Falafel. This was actually recommended by ChatGPT, so let's see how it is. Let's go. Okay, luckily this time, guys, it's a beautiful day, a perfect 60-70 degrees, so we decided to walk to Washington Square Park and let's eat here. Should be a good spot. Okay, so this is the famous falafel sandwich from Mamoun's Falafel. I saw a lot of people getting the chicken plates and the chicken sandwiches, but the place is called Mamoun Falafel, so I figured I might as well go with their namesake item, the falafel sandwich. So far it kind of just looks like a normal falafel sandwich, if I can be honest. It kind of just looks like your typical messy yet compact falafel sandwich, but don't judge a book by its cover, right? So let's see if this lives up to the hype. ChatGPT even had it as the 4th best restaurant in New York City, so let's see how this is. And then next to it, we got a lentil soup since, I didn't think that the sandwich was gonna be enough. It was only $6, so I assumed it was gonna be a bit on the smaller end. This lentil soup doesn't look bad. It looks nice and rich and creamy. I gotta say, it's a pretty appetizing looking lentil soup. Nothing to it but to do it, I guess. Let's try it. I gotta say, the lentil soup is pretty good. It definitely tastes different from most lentil soups I've had. I would say that it kind of tastes less like lentil soup. It kind of tastes more like chicken soup with a little bit of lentils and beans and carrots thrown in it. But be that as it may, it's still a nice, thick, and satisfying and creamy lentil soup. So I dig this. Really good lentil soup, can't complain. And perfectly seasoned as well. It's not too salty, not too much pepper, just the right amount. I think the guy was almost trying to discourage me from getting this. I asked him what were some good sides, and he was saying falafel or hummus or baklava, but pleasantly surprised with this. Excellent. But before it gets cold, next up, the famous Mamoun falafel sandwich. And what the internets and ChatGPT says is the best falafel sandwich in town. I've kind of heard mixed reviews on that. I've heard of this place definitely for several years. I never got around to trying it. I have some people tell me it's hands down the best bang for your buck in the city, and I have some other people say that it's hands down the most overrated place in the city. So, but let's give it a try. I mean, it was only $6, so let's give this a try, why don't we? I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely solid. It's a falafel sandwich. I mean, I've never had a bad falafel sandwich in my life. Even if it's mediocre, it's still fried starch balls stuffed in a pita bread with vegetables. That's not gonna taste bad, you know? But I don't know, I feel like this sandwich is very average. It might even be a little bit below average. What do the Gen Z kids say these days? It's mid. It's a mid sandwich. And just take a look at it. I mean, it's stuffed full of vegetables, very generous with the vegetables, but not so generous with the falafel, as you can see. I mean, you can probably barely even see the falafel, right? The falafel is just like a thin layer at the very bottom. That might be a better angle, but as you can see, it's really not much falafel at all. It's not really so much of like a falafel sandwich. It's kind of more like a salad sandwich with extra falafel thrown in. It's almost like I'm eating a salad that has the option of adding falafel, and then they put it in pita instead of a salad bowl. And I like saucy stuff, but this is just way too much sauce. I mean, just look at how much sauce this is. It's just pretty much all over the pita bread, all over the wrapper. It's really, really hard for me to eat because every time I take a bite, I'm just getting sauce all over my face, and it's really, really, really unpleasant. I don't know about you, but sauce can really make sandwiches, but I feel like I want the sauce inside the sandwich and not outside of it. I don't know, it's just, I guess this place must have been good at one point, or they've been around since, was it 1976? Maybe back then there was just not a lot of competition for falafel or Middle Eastern joints, but I don't know, it's just a very average sandwich, and I would even say it's below average. If you go to just any of the random halal carts in the city, I wager they're gonna make you a better falafel sandwich than that. As little as the falafel portion was, I guess let's try some of the falafel on its own just to judge the taste of the falafel. I mean, it's nice and browned. It's got like a nice crust. It's cold. For a while, I thought maybe they just gave me so many veggies that the lettuce was overpowering the falafel. No, that falafel is just flat out cold. It's cold, it's dry. Maybe if it were hotter or more crisp, it would be better. But because it's cold, I feel like because of that, it's really old. So it's not crispy at all. I mean, maybe by the way I'm breaking it apart, you can kind of see. Like, it's not crispy. It's not crispy or crunchy at all, which you want falafel to be. Very disappointing. Oh well. At least it's healthy. It's chock full of veggies at least, so it's like eating a salad, like I said. So let's knock this out just because, you know, we need to work on that beach bod. Guys, there's just no getting around it. That restaurant, not good. Very disappointing. Cheap. That's pretty much it. But I think we learned one thing from this whole episode. It's that things like ChatGPT, they're really just guides, you know? It's like Jack Sparrow says, they're good for guidelines. But in my opinion, at least not yet, they're not going to replace that human interaction, the human mind being able to discern quality over hype. So ChatGPT, what it's really getting its information from is the internet. And the internet, when it says what's the best restaurant, it's mostly basing off of hype, mostly basing off of clout. But we as people, we as not artificial intelligence, but natural intelligence, I guess you might say, we're able to differentiate between places that are hyped up and places that are overrated and only getting customers because of the hype. At the end of the day, the best source of information for great eats is word of mouth and not word of the masses. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, once a restaurant becomes famous enough that it becomes a legend and everyone knows about it, oftentimes it's past its prime and it can kind of coast off its reputation. So until ChatGPT and its artificial intelligence becomes more intelligent and less bandwagony, I would just use it as a tool and, you know, nothing more than that. Let me know what you think of Mamoun's falafel because great minds eat alike. If you like my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. Until next time, I'll see you later.